Hello everyone, this is Jason Merkel with Horizon Hobby, and we're out at the Las Vegas Soaring Club on the far west side of Las Vegas near Red Rock Canyon. It's a beautiful day. We decided to take advantage of this beautiful scenery to show you guys an incredible airplane. This is the E-flite DRACO 2.0m. So this is a flight talk video. Normally we talk a little bit more about the features, the details. There's a ton of information about this airplane. It's already out there. Check out our other videos. We'll link them below in the description, also in that first pinned comment. There's other flight talk videos. We flew it a little later in the evening so we could show off the lights. We talk more about the details and the features, the functions of it in that video. But today we're going to spend a little bit more time having fun. We're going to take advantage of some of this rough terrain that's around us. Again, the beautiful scenery, a little bit of a wind, a little bit of a breeze today, so we can show off what this airplane can do. We're going to do a little bit of everything. We're going to do a little bit of slow and scale flying. We're going to do a little bit of touch and goes. We're going to have a little bit of fun with the motor reversing. We're also going to show you some of the not so scale things it can do, which is some of the aerobatic maneuvers it's capable of and a few other little things here and there. So again, we're going to have fun today flying this. Be sure to check out our website for more details. There's a ton of incredible scale detail on this model. It is basically our most engineered, most detailed, and most feature-rich E-flite aircraft ever. And special thanks to Mr. Mike Patey for allowing us to model his incredible full-scale Draco. And for those that aren't familiar, please be sure to check out Mike's website. We'll link that down below. Be sure to check out his YouTube channel and also his social media pages and channels as well. There's a ton of information on this in the full-scale form, and then of course on his other aircraft and other projects as well. He's an incredible guy. Again, special thanks to his family and friends for supporting us on our journey to get this model to the market. But without further ado, let's have some fun with it. So what I like to do, it's just a personal preference thing, is I like to have my throttle trim up so that way the motor will idle whenever I pull my throttle back all the way. But first we're going to show you a little bit of the motor reversing in action. I'm going to back up here just a little. You guys can see it carving a trail there. And now I'm going to flip back to forward. And we're going to do a very fast takeoff. Hopefully my cameraman is ready for this. We're going to do a very quick stall takeoff into a very much vertical climb. Tons and tons of power. And by the way, guys, we're flying with a 6S 5000 30C Spektrum Smart LiPo battery today. Put the flaps away, and oh, it just looks awesome with that incredible Red Rock scenery behind it. I do have the lights on. You won't be able to see them as much in the daylight, but they are on. Check out our other videos that we did at dusk so you can see those lights a little bit better. All right, so let's start the flight with some of the not so scale things it can do. Just gonna bring it around, touch a wheel on the runway there, and I want to put it into a hover. So it has a little bit better than a 1-to-1 thrust to weight ratio with a 6S battery. So it can do that. Of course, not terribly scale, but it is capable of it. Not something that it excels at per se, but it is something you can have fun doing. Bring it by in a fast pass, show you guys the speed. It is no slouch. And again, it is not made to excel at aerobatics, but it can do them. So there's a little bit of a roll to turn things around. Bring it back by here, keeping the flaps up, keeping the speed up. Just gonna pull into a nice big loop. Hopefully the cameraman is ready for this. Tons of power. You can make big loops if you want. Throttle back on the backside a little bit there. I'm gonna pull up here. A little bit of a wing over or stall turn, as some people say. Let it come down a little bit. And I'm gonna show you guys something pretty cool that it can do, which is incredible snaps. Wow, that is wild. And I'll come out of that inverted. And it can fly inverted, guys, but it does not excel at this. It does have the leading edge slats. They are functional. It does have a very high lift wing. Depending on your CG and your control throws, you may or may not be able to push out of this, or you might have to roll out of this, but it can fly inverted. But I'm gonna roll it upright. I want to put the flaps down, and we're going to have some fun. First, we'll start with the runway. And this, by the way, guys, is a Geotex runway. They just put it in recently, made it a little longer than they used to have in the past. Back in the day, it was actually carpet. Let's do a little bit of a side slip here. I'm on my mid-flat position, or my takeoff flat position for now. I'm just gonna do a little wheel touch and go. Punch out. I'm gonna bring it back around.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
This time I'll put full flaps down, slip it in a little bit. We have a little bit of a crosswind. I'm gonna touch down on the runway again with full flaps this time. Show you guys that springy landing gear in action, let it bounce a little bit. Show you it absorbing those bounces. Pull off vertical at the end of the runway, so cool that it can do that. But because we have it, let's take advantage of some of this rough terrain. So I'm gonna have my cameraman walk with me over to where we have some rocky and dusty and dirty conditions over here next to the runway. Oh, it looks awesome with those clouds and Red Rock Canyon in the background. You could mistake that for the full scale coming in like that. Look at that. You can see the lights. So cool. So one of the most incredible aspects of the full scale aircraft, and then even this model, is that you can take off and land in terrain and in areas that you couldn't normally take off and land with a lot of airplanes. This is a really rough surface here, guys. I'm gonna fly by so you guys can get a better idea of it down low here. There's a bunch of rocks, but this is a pretty large RC model. It's got really big Tundra tires on it. We have great shock absorbing struts. Got the flaps all the way down. And you guys might have seen there, I took advantage of the motor reversing to help slow things down to make sure that I didn't roll out too far and end up in that big bump right there. But now I'm just gonna go ahead and punch it and take off again. Oh, I love the way it blows the dirt out like that. It is so cool. Let's do that again. And honestly, guys, this is what this airplane excels at. It's just touch and goes, takeoffs and landings in places you just wouldn't normally fly your typical airplane. This is the ultimate bush plane in full scale form, but also in model form. It is so fun. I love that. Absolutely love that you can do that. Look at that. I'm taxiing through some of the roughest stuff there is. This is unbelievable. No problem. And now we're gonna have a little more fun. Just gonna keep the tail up, drive it around a little bit, take off again. Oh my gosh. It is such a blast to do that, guys. So fun. All right, let's put the flaps away. Perform a few more aerobatics just because we can. Bring it by in a nice, beautiful fast pass here. Look at that. Such a good looking airplane. The full scale and in model form. Do another loop here. Let's mix it up and put a snap at the top. I'll bring it down here and do a bit of a point roll. Again, it doesn't necessarily excel at this, but it can do it. Maybe not as pretty as a lot of airplanes intended to do it, but it can. Pull up and around. Throttle back and roll out. Put those flaps down. Oh, it slows down so much when you put those flaps down all the way. And I'm gonna bring it by in a nice slow pass so we can show off the incredible slow speed handling that it has. This is a pretty large, pretty heavy RC model, but it's not heavily loaded, which is how you can slow it down. Look at that. Man, it looks so good. All right. Man, I could fly this thing all day like this, and I probably will. I got a couple more batteries. It's absolutely beautiful out. The scenery is incredible. The airplane is just so addictive to fly. I wonder if Mike felt this way about the full scale. Look at that. It's so rough right there, but it can handle it no problem. Oh, and check this out. Look at how tight you can maneuver it. Okay. All right, I should quit playing around and land. All right, let's bring it in for a landing on this rough surface here.
2 minutes over.
And then let's taxi back through it all. Unbelievable. Look at that shock absorbing landing gear in action. Look at these rocks and ruts. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely awesome. So there you guys have it. The incredible E-flite DRACO 2-meter. Be sure to check out our other videos. Check out our website for more information. And also be sure to check out Mike Patey's channels and his social media pages. There's just so much information on the full-scale aircraft. It's incredibly inspiring to see it go from the original Wilga 2000 that it started as to the fire-breathing monster and ultimate bush plane that it became. And then again, special thanks to Mike for allowing us to model this. We're so honored to have the opportunity to bring this to you guys, our most highly engineered, our most detailed, and our most feature-rich E-flite aircraft to date. And I'm glad we chose this one to do all that with because it is absolutely amazing in every way. Thank you very much, and back to work.